On 5 a.m. March 12th. Let's see what the Anza rats are doing. That was one big nasty rat in the corner. Oh, look at that. Ooh, that was nasty. That was one big nasty Anza rat right here at Hollywood Pointe. This is Thursday. Oh, see that one run by. That was a third Anza rat. You could hear more of them in there. That was a Jeffrey D. McFarlane corrupt judge rat, along with Jorge the Fraudster Montenegro, and also Abraham Abrascam. Inside of this. There it is. That was one huge, disgusting Anza rat. Look at 106. They're right next door to the rat's den. Right here at Hollywood Pointe. Yeah, that was one disgusting, huge rat. And I could hear another one in there. So even though Anza tries to cover up, and even the corrupt Jeffrey D. McFarlane, the devil himself, the fake judge over there in LA County Courts, right there off North Hill Street. He is one corrupt piece of shit because this is what when he blocked me on showing evidence, this is what he blocked. The piece of shit owner of Hollywood Pointe has no interest, love, or care for any of the residents here. They will fuck everybody over to get their money. But even when they are getting their money, they'll reject it and they'll use people like Jorge the Fraudster Montenegro. He's got no problem being a fraud and doing that. And doing the dirty work for her. He does it because he's a fraud. The owner, they do it because that's how they get away with it. They use a stupid fool like him, but they're both dirty. As well as their lawyer, that ugly bitch, that ugly fucking woman. This is what she wants for every renter right here at Hollywood Pointe. And they think they're getting away with it. They're fucking stupid. All of them are fucking stupid and they're bad. They're as bad as all this trash with all these rats. It doesn't matter what Anza does to try to cover it up. They can't cover up shit. It doesn't matter what the corrupt courts do either. It's 3:31. There's still one more Anza rat right there. That little Jorge Montenegro Anza rat right there. It doesn't know what to do. Look at that's an Anza rat. It is right there because all the bigger rats. Ooh, it's look at that's Jorge and that's Abrascam. Both of them are right there. Two Anza rats. Look at the other one is right there. Or should we name that one? We know who it is. Wow. Look at that. Jeffrey D. McFarlane, this is what he says. Rats everywhere at Hollywood Pointe are okay. That's why he blocked the evidence. But here I am showing you that. this right now. Look at how disgusting it is. Wow. There's plenty more in there. But plenty more in there means plenty more inside the apartment complex. Because this is where they're at. Two big rats. It is the rat plague. The rat plague right here at Hollywood Pointe. Look at there's a huge rat. The rat plague right here at Hollywood Pointe. These rats are chewing some stuff up right there. They're like, ooh, yeah, ooh. This is 3:28 now a.m. Oh my God. This is disgusting. Look at every single day and night I pass through here. And there's a zillion rats. Jorge Montenegro, Anza rats. Jeffrey D. McFarlane, corrupt fake judge rats. These are rats. The Los Angeles court. This is what they say for every Hollywood Pointe resident. Oh my God, look at that. It's so disgusting. Wow. I couldn't make this up. It's March 7th, 1:46 a.m. Let's check out to see the Anza rats. See one big ass one right there just ran by. There's more in here. You could hear them. Wow, that looks. Oh man, there's a bunch of them. You just see them right there. They're running in there. Oh, look at it. Look at it. Oh, dude, that's disgusting. There's more. Wow. The Anza rat plague. This is the Jorge Montenegro rat plague. Oh, damn. Did you see that big ass Jorge Montenegro? That was approved by Anza Management and the corrupt Jeffrey D. McFarlane, the corrupt fake judge, the devil himself, who blocked me from showing the evidence. Look at, he thinks that those huge rats, look at that they should be right here in Hollywood Pointe, and that everybody who's a renter should live with this because they help block all of this. Look at 106 lives right here, right next to the rats den. Oh, look at, oh man, there was still more Jorge Montenegros and Aver scams, and that ugly witch, the lawyer with vomit face, who lied through her ugly face, calling me a liar. This is what they support at Hollywood Pointe. Here, this apartment complex that all renters, I've been over here for over 5.5 years. None of this exists. They're trying to say that none of this exists. It shouldn't be shown. Thursday, March 5th, 12:36 a.m. There's the huge rat just went by with their arm. Those are some nasty, huge rats right there. There's another one. There's a nasty, huge Anza rat. Look at Thursday, March 5th. Just a little after midnight. And there's a huge Anza rat right there. Look at Thursday, March 5th. Anza took action against me, but look at they take no action against the rat plague that they're a cause of. And that's because Jorge Montenegro is a fraud. Just like that rat doing his hiding. That's what he does in his apartment during business hours and non-business hours. Since he lives on site, he should be doing something, but he doesn't because he's a fraud. The only thing he's here for is to get free rent. I've been living here way longer than him because I'm a real renter and he's 100% fraud. Neighbor scam knows it because he's a helper. You see that? Like how they covered that, like all crappy. I showed you the videos when that thing was a huge hole and rats were all in there too. There's still more rats in there. You could hear them. Look at it. It's trying to jump out. Look at it. That's Jorge Montenegro trying to jump out. Look. Guess who's home? Look at 106. They live right next to this junk. And all of us, we have to pass by this every single day. Wednesday, March 4th, 9:58 p.m. Let's see if there's more Anza rats. That was a huge rat. That was ASAP Anza rats. And I've lived here for almost 6 years. Over 5.5 years. You know, Jorge Montenegro is a fraud completely because I'm showing this every single day. And then there's a car right here parked in front of the apartment where I've been gone for hours. I just came back. And this vehicle is like halfway through the apartment exit, blocking. Any manager who gave a damn was doing their job would see that this car is blocking half of the entrance exit area. That vehicle's been there for hours, got some Florida plates. There's all these cars parked right here on the side too, where these are reserved for people that work here, and none of these people work here. So he don't do anything about that. He just moved next door to cause problems with me. Just like how I showed right when I walk up. Big ass rat. An everyday thing. Why doesn't he do anything about those cars right there blocking that? Wednesday, March 4th, 12:04 a.m. Let's see if there's like one of those ugly, nasty Anza rats. Home. You can hear some nasty rats in here. You can hear some big old nasty Anza rats. Oh, there's one. We're gonna see it. Look at big old nasty Anza rats. Oh, you can see that big nasty. Oh, that's a big nasty Anza. That's a Jorge Montenegro. That is one big nasty Anza rat. Wow, that thing is huge. Look at the Jorge Montenegro Anza rat. Went into the trash to hide. Just like how he hides. Check it out. Apartment 106 is there. Tuesday, March 3rd, 4:15 a.m. Check out that big Anza rat. It don't stop with the rats, with the Anza rats. Look at huge rats. This place is rat plague Hollywood Pointe. Look at all these cars here. Everybody that lives here, there's a lot of people that live here. Ooh, look at that. We're gonna see a big old rat run by. A big old Anza rat. These big Anza rats are all around here. Look at. There's some more Jorge Montenegro rats that are here. Some big nasty rats. These are big Jorge Montenegro. Anza approved. Big old nasty rats. Everybody pays for rats right here. When you get to come to what's supposedly your home, it's really rat plague. That was one big fat nasty rat. There's more rats in there. There's just a lot of junk in there. They're trying to hide. Just like Jorge Montenegro, he hides in his apartment that everybody here at Hollywood Pointe pays for, so he could be a fraud and try to boot people out that he just moved right next door to. That's why he's a loser. And everybody knows he's a loser. We see all the rats right here. I just recorded a big old nasty rat. Today's March 3rd. So when they took their action against me and they covered up the lies, they're still going on. Look at, there's Abrascam's tools. Oh my God, look at how big and disgusting that rat was. Whoa, that one was going off the trash chute. Wow, that thing was huge. That was about the size of a raccoon. But that was a big old nasty rat coming out the trash chute. They're going up there on the second floor, third floor. Jorge Montenegro sleeps with rats. He's a rat himself. He's got a rat tail. He looks like a rat when you see his ugly face. That's why he's all hairy. He's hairy like a rat. Like all these rats right here, they're his relatives. They're Anza rats. Wow, that was one big nasty ass rat. My God, Hollywood Pointe has been plagued by rats, and it's all due to Anza Management, as well as some really shitty ass owners who are responsible for putting them there, and they really enjoy Anza Management for putting them there. They're both sickos. The owners are pieces of shit, and so are fucking Anza. Look at that. That was a huge ass rat. That was a huge ass Montenegro coming out the trash chute. Sunday, March 1st, 2:40 a.m. Here, another Anza rat. Another one right there. We just seen two Anza rats. Oh, big nasty Anza rat. Oh, that was a huge, big nasty Anza rat. Look at number 6 is right there. I gotta pass by this every freaking day. That was one big nasty Anza rat. There's more in there. There's another one. I've seen that. It doesn't quit right here. With Anza's nasty Anza rats. There's more Anza rats in here. Okay, even though Abraham tried to cover that up for Anza's frog, we're still seeing all these huge Anza rats. And it's Sunday, March 1st. That's a lot of rats to see every single day. There's more rats in there, you can hear them. They love to go through here. They love to go underneath that door. All these cars right here. Look. Lots of vehicles means lots of people are here. You know what is here too? Big nasty Anza rats. Just saying, there's an Anza rat. See, that's a big Anza rat. Anza approved Jorge Montenegro scam fraudsters approved rat. There's the Anza rat. Saturday, February 28th. That was like about 2. 218. Look at that. It's a big Anza rat. So that's right here, Hollywood Pointe. This is right next to the door. If you go to the back, there's a big, nasty, Anza approved rat. Look at that. Looks like Jorge Montenegro right there. He says everybody that lives here should be living with these rats. Look at. There's Labor Scams tools. Oh, wow, look at. Those Anza rats move really quick. This is right here, Hollywood Pointe. And then they disappear. And then they're just literally right here. Apartment, rear entrance, apartment 106. They run out here, they go underneath the door. Quite disgusting. That was a big Anza rat. There's another one. Yep, just another day right here on Hollywood Pointe. It is the same story right here. February 27th, it's about 5:30 a.m. Even though Anza, Labor Scam, Jorge Montenegro tried to cover up their tracks, the Anza rats are still about. The plague is not gone, and it won't leave until Anza leaves. Ooh, look at that. That was a nasty Anza rat. That was a darker Anza rat. That's Jorge Montenegro's brother right there. He's the Rat Man. Rat Man Montenegro. He's the opposite of a superhero. He's a super zero. You know why? Because all he cares about is fraud and letting the rats roam free right here. This is the Anza rat plague. You can hear these rats all everywhere. Look at it. It's the same thing every day. I gotta pass through this. These rats always like to run through here. They're inside the building too. See them climb up that thing right there in the vent. Or the trash chute, I mean. They were going in that hole and Labor Scam covered it up. But we had seen already a whole bunch of rat plague and infestation. 106 is right on the other side of that wall. Look at that. There's another Anza rat we just seen. These Anza rats are everywhere. This is what Jorge Montenegro sells to everybody here at Hollywood Pointe. But if you try showing this in a courtroom, they'll block the evidence. That's why I'm giving it to every legitimate renter here at Hollywood Pointe. Because you are entitled to know this. It's for your safety, your health, as well as your financial situation. The betterment for it that you need to know it because Anza owes you, and they owe you a lot. Because they don't give a damn about anybody other than themselves. Screw people over in the process to do it. But that's why I'm here to expose the truth. This is Hollywood Pointe. Check it out. Like I said, sun's already kind of coming up a little bit. We got a whole bunch of vehicles right here. That means a lot of people are here. Number 6. These rats are right here. Anza rats. Thursday, February 26th. Well, after 4 a.m. It's like 4:05, 4:06 a.m. So I'm gonna check out to see. Just like I knew it. Another Anza rat. Look at that one. There's 2 Anza rats. Oh, wait a minute, that's 3. There's 1, 2, 3. Look at the plague of rats that Anza allows. You know why? Because they're fraudsters. Jorge Montenegro is a fraud, and he thinks he can fool everybody right here at Hollywood Pointe. That dumb idiot, he just moved here to sue me because he's a fraud. But this has been going on for how many years? A really long ass time. I know there's people that have been here longer than me. I've been here a little over 5.5 years. And I've met some neighbors right here, legitimate neighbors that have been here over 10 years. So they've seen a lot of shit, especially fucked up shit. Look at that, the little Anza rats, the little Jorge Montenegros, they went to go hide. Just like him. Instead of him doing his job, what does he do? He sleeps in his apartment that he gets paid for free by everybody who's a legitimate renter. So he could have these run around right here. He says everybody should pay, and if he doesn't like you, he'll reject your payments so that he can get you booted out. But then, while he's too busy creating fraud, he lets these little, can't even say little, can't even say few, so these are some big ass rats. I've already caught these on video right here to show y'all. These rats are as big as cats sometimes. Jorge Montenegro Anza approved rats. The corrupt judge said, the corrupt fake judge, McFarlane, that ugly stupid idiot, the devil himself, he believes that everybody in this apartment complex should be living with rats and that Anza should get away with it. Because when he denied me showing evidence, that's what he basically said. That's what it came down to. He said, fuck everybody in this apartment building. Let Anza do whatever the fuck they want. He'll help cover it up. This is what he's doing. Fuck him too. You think he's gonna get 50 people on his side when he's allowing this? 50 renters? 50 units? Now there's a few of them that will be on his side. Anza, because they get free rent right here. There's 2 units. The fraud manager. And then the fraud maintenance guy. The guy who's been involved with all types of schemes for several years because I've seen him come in. Look at it. There's an Anza rat. Look at it. Oh, that was a neighbor scam. Neighbor scam rat got scared. Because they're trying to cover it up right there. You see that board right there? They're trying to cover it up, but they can't stop the plague. They can't stop this rat plague here that's plaguing this apartment complex. You know why? Because the Lord God Almighty himself, the creator, the real judge, he already let me know. As long as Anza is here, the plague of rats is here. But as soon as they're gone, the plague of rats is gone too. What does 106 think? What does every other renter think? Right here, legitimate renter, because there's some fake renters up here. There's some fake people up in this. I'm being honest right here. Some fake motherfuckers up in here that Anza puts to spy on people. That's part of their fraud and their scheme. Ask 215. They know what I mean. Go talk to those phonies. Go talk to those fakes. Look at all these cars. Look at. Right now, everybody's home. These are a lot of vehicles right here. All these vehicles in each parking spot represents one different apartment unit that people are renting. Everybody right here. And there's a few missing. They're probably out and about doing some shit. But the Anza rats, the Anza, we'll call it the Anza rat plague. You see this every single day. I see this every single day. I've recorded this every single day. This is the Anza rat plague at Hollywood Pointe. You know, the owners, they're happy with that too. They think everybody here should just be fucked over. If they don't like them, hey, just reject their payment and then claim that they didn't pay rent. And allow fraud Anza to get away with it. They think everybody here is stupid. They think everybody here is an ignorant fool. You know who isn't an ignorant fool besides myself? Some of these people right here next door. In this building, like I've already showed it. Look at, they got that camera right here. They be watching the rat plague too. I bet they're laughing their asses off. They're laughing their asses off. You know why? Because they're like, they know who manages this place right next door. They're allowing a rat plague. It's Wednesday, February 25th, 8:58 p.m. or 8:38 p.m. That was a big Anza rat right there. Okay, we'll call that one. We'll call that one neighbor scam. Okay, there's more. There's another Anza rat. Look at. Actually, I had the time wrong. It's 8:28 p.m. February 25th, Wednesday night. Look at that's an Anza rat. Check this out. Abraham, somebody went and told them what I was doing back here. So they're trying to cover up their tracks. So look at, they covered up part of that fucked up wall that they've known about for a very long ass time and have allowed rats to turn into not only an infestation but into a plague. And they're trying to cover up their tracks and they're doing a terrible job at it. Look at, look at. They did such a terrible job that they didn't even cover it up. Remember, apartment 106 lives right there. We all got a pass through right here. Every day. This is every freaking day. So when Anza took the action, the evil action to sue me, they were fucking stupid. They were fucking really stupid. Because they've been doing so much fucked up shit. And see, they document anything and then they twist it around to try to turn it into their favor. Just like me sending payments for rent and then rejecting it and claiming I wasn't paying it. But look, you can still see that fucking wall all fucked up right there. Look at, there's more Anza rats. That's Abraham, and that big ass one that passed by, that was Jorge Montenegro. Look at it. Man, there's a zillion of them here. Look at that one right there. Oh shit, look at that. That's that lawyer, that ugly bitch. That ugly bitch, that's her. The lawyer who lied through her fucking ugly face, who kept talking a bunch of shit on me in the courtroom. Where's your proof? Where's your proof? The fucking corrupt judge didn't let me show it. And she was happy for that. But this is her. Look at, that's her. Look at that fucking ugly bitch. We know who you are. Anza's liars. Not even lawyers. Liars. Where did she go to school? What college did she go to? I think she went to this dumpster and she called it a school. She went to this dumpster, like right there where the trash bags are at. She went right here. She called it a university. She went to Anza School of RATS University. Anza doesn't mind fucking everybody over here. You know who knows a lot too? Look at these people. These guys got a camera right here. These motherfuckers right here know a lot too. Another Anza tragedy. But we're right here to expose it. It is Monday, February 23rd, 11:55, and I could already hear the rats. The Anza rats are right there. Check it out. Oh my God, this is so disgusting. And who's responsible for this? Jorge Montenegro, the corrupt fraudster. Check it out. This is Jorge Montenegro's doing. Check out all of these rats right there. That's a rat right there. There's several Jorge Montenegros right there. Ooh, there's more of them. Right there's a Jorge Montenegro. There's another Anza rat. Check it out. It's pretty nasty for me to come back here. It's quite disgusting. Check out this huge hole where the rats go. That's where Anza Management allows all these rats to live. Jorge Montenegro is a super fraudster because him and that corrupt, ugly fraud supporter, his lawyer, the one that Anza pays for, by getting money from all of us legitimate renters, even though they screwed me over to try to make me an illegitimate renter, they're the illegitimate renters. Because you guys got to remember the real renters. I'm talking about everybody outside of Anza, the schemers and the fraudsters. When we pay rent, like I've lived here for over 5.5 years, I made those people quite rich. And for a loser to move right next door and to try to screw me over, he's the guy who screwed himself over because he's getting free rent paid for by everybody so that they could do this. Look at, these are, I've said this in other videos, all these tools, these are Anza tools. You hear these rats right here in the walls. On the other side of this wall is apartment 106. Check it out. Oh man. Little rat just popped his head out right there. It was a little Anza rat. Look at, you see him right there? That's a little Anza rat. That kind of looks like Abraham. Oh, look at that. The lawyer, that ugly witch, that piece of shit bitch who lied through her teeth, spitting out vomit, basically calling me a liar throughout the whole ordeal. This is what she supports. Look at how big and nasty that rat is. Look at, that's what she wants for all of the legitimate renters right here at Hollywood Pointe. So she could back up a fraudster named Jorge Montenegro. Yeah, Anza Management are a bunch of fraudsters. They enjoy fraud. This is an everyday thing. Rats, roaches, Hollywood Pointe, Anza Management doesn't mind taking your money and then suing you, claiming that you didn't make the payments when they rejected it multiple times. And they do it so they could get rid of who they don't like, though we're the ones that made them rich. We're the ones that paid them. And so I'm giving all of you guys, the legitimate renters, these videos because it is your job now to fight for the truth, not get ripped off by this rip-off company called Anza Management Schemers and Frauds, because they too will sue you based off of fraud. Shit they make up to try to make you look like a bad person when it's them who caused all this. You just seen it right now. I don't know how many videos I've taken of all this shit over and over again. You got a corrupt judge over there, fake judge, because he's not God Almighty. This is a reminder for everybody watching and listening. He's not God Almighty. He's the devil himself. That fraudster, supporter, and corrupt judge, fake judge, McFarlane, he knows who he is. He knows his own ugly face. We've seen it. I've seen his ugly face too. This is what he supports. He thinks that he's greater than anybody over here, but he's even lower than these rats. He's even lower than these rats. He's more scum than these rats. Because this is what he supports. He'd rather have everybody right here living in Ratsville, where Anza creates fraud, and then they cover it up with corruption. We know some bribery was behind all that too. This is what they support. Where is that ugly piece of shit? Jorge Montenegro. You know where he's at? He's sleeping in his bed. He's sleeping in his bed with his thumb in his mouth. He's getting free rent. Free rent paid by everybody like Apartment 106, who's got to live with these rats right here. Apartment 106, the people that live right there, right next to this dump, actually they live in the dump. This whole apartment complex, because Anza Management, this is what they run it to. Apartment 106, as well as every other legitimate renter right here, they pay for a loser like, I don't even want to say like, but they pay for that loser to have free rent. I'm talking about Jorge Montenegro, fraudster. That guy doesn't give a shit about anybody. He's not here to do a real job, because if he was, he'd have already taken care of this. Anza would have took care of this a long time ago if they were legitimate. But they're not. Courts try to cover it up. I'm showing you video after video. He said, what's my reason for doing this? Well, we cannot let bad triumph over good. Evil doesn't triumph over good. That's a reminder to everybody. Evil does not triumph over good. When evil supersedes good, that's because not enough good was thrown at him. Not enough heart of a fight was thrown. In a battle, when somebody wins a battle, doesn't mean they win the war. This is a reminder to Anza. You guys didn't win the war. You guys lost the war. Because you guys are sorry, pathetic losers. Look at what you rent to everybody. This is what you sell. You guys sell junk. You guys sell junk. And then you cover it up with fraud, and you cover it up with corruption. You guys are nothing but bullshit. After all these years of living here, you guys are some of the scummiest, worst people I've ever met on this planet. I've met so many people. You guys are the worst. Because we helped build you up. Every renter right here has helped build them up. They get free rent. They get subsidized rent because of us. This is what we get thrown. I got to tell them straight out, fuck you. This is a fuck you from me and everybody right here. Monday, February 23rd, a.m. You can hear the rats right there. Check it out. There's an Anza approved big ass rat. That was a very huge. There's another one that was crawling behind right there by that yellow can. There's another one. There's the huge Anza approved rat from Jorge Montenegro. There's another one. Another one. Check it out. That's where apartment 106 is at. This is where we're going to come through every day. So again, when Jorge Montenegro and Anza's lawyers, when they lie through their teeth, when Anza altogether lies through their teeth, and they cover up all types of fraud that they commit. The proof is right here of what's going on right here at Hollywood Pointe. Rat infestation with the corrupt courts. They covered that up too. They didn't let me show the evidence. They didn't let me show this. This is every day for years in the making. But this is even till right now. This is how they treat the people. They want to cover up the truth. Every day, it's not only myself that passes through here. There's a whole bunch of these renters. Everybody. There's a whole bunch of them. All these cars representing a bunch of renters. This is Hollywood Pointe, managed by the most scandalous, worthless individuals that have a rat plague going on in this apartment complex. Even other stuff like roaches and, just fraudsters. Jorge Montenegro's. He's the rat man. Right now it's Sunday, February 22nd, 4:28 a.m. And look at, there is a big Anza rat. Look at, that's an Anza rat. Look, I'm right here in the parking lot area. Oh, that rat just ran away. I'm about to go in here into the apartment complex managed by Anza Management and rat man and fraudster Jorge Montenegro, the fraudster. Look at, there is one huge Anza rat. Look at that. So when they sue people that rent right here, and then people like myself that want to show evidence of what's going on right here in the courtrooms, and they block me. This is what's going on. Look at that other huge rat. That's another huge Anza rat. They get scared. Oh my God, this is a plague. Oh my God. Look at how many rats there are. Look at, that's many rats. I can see 3 on the top right, 3 on the side left, and a couple of big rats just jumped over. Look at, there's a Jorge Montenegro. Look at, he wanted to be the manager of Hollywood Pointe so he could commit fraud and cover this up when they sued me, to not allow any evidence to be shown in that corrupt fake judge. This is what he blocked too. He blocked it. Jeffrey D. McFarlane, that corrupt fake judge over there in downtown LA, he's blocking the truth. When he blocked me showing the evidence, this is what he blocked. He said all residents at Hollywood Pointe should live with rats because Anza Management are a bunch of frauds. He's corrupt because he covered up evidence. This is what he covered up. I just showed it right now. Big ass rat. I'm about to walk right here inside the apartment complex. This has been going on for several years. Look at apartment 106 right there. Look at huge rat running around. And that evil, ugly witch. She looked like death walking. That ugly woman, the lawyer, the liar that kept lying out of her mouth. And every time I said something, she was like, well, where is it? Well, where is it? She tried to make me into a liar. It's because they blocked it. She's the liar. Look at what she's covered up. Anza knows exactly what I'm talking about. The owners, too. I see them right there. Their ugly face. They don't mind covering up the truth because they're just sucking everybody's money up. Here, live with rats. Live with rats. Look at that huge hole in the wall. It's still there. They question Abraham, the maintenance guy who's lived here for about 4 years. They asked him about that. Is he going to act stupid and say he don't know anything about this? This is his workplace. Look at, there he is. That's an Abraham rat. Anza approved. Jorge Montenegro. Just to let every legitimate renter here know what's going on. Look at, can't even walk into the apartment building without having a swarm of rats. The rat plague. Look at that. That Anza rat is like Jorge Montenegro. He doesn't know where to go, what to do. Look at, this is a Hollywood Pointe, Anza Management. Look at, there's another one on the side. Face right there. That other one tries to keep jumping and can't get out. Look at this dumpster represents Anza Management. And all those rats are them. So everybody who rents right here at Hollywood Pointe, especially right there, 106, I would hate to be there. I'm already in this garbage apartment too. But they took out their actions against me with their fraud. But again, I just want to show everybody. Look at it. There's somebody right there. They're about to go to work or do something or just got here. Doesn't really matter. If they're coming in, this is what they're going to see. They see it all the time. The 22nd. I've been recording this all for a very long time. A bunch of these videos. I wanted to show them in court and they blocked me. When they blocked me, they blocked the truth. But guess what? The truth comes out either way, one way or another. They can't stop the truth. Look at, there's a Jorge Montenegro. That's his kid right there. That looks like that lawyer, that ugly woman who just lied through her teeth, backing up Anza the whole time. That's her right there. Look at, there she is. This is the truth that reveals the corruption in the courts as well as the fraud. How many people got bribed in that situation against me? I'm going to say a lot of people. Yep, that's true. Look at, there's all these renters. The majority of people we got to pass through right here. Rats love to go underneath that door. You've seen them right here. A bunch of cars right here representing a bunch of units. Look at, that's a Jorge Montenegro. Look at the fraudster right there. Let's zoom in on him. Look at, oh, there's another one. There's another Jorge Montenegro. Is that Abraham? Did Abraham put that there? Abraham? There's another one. Look at, this is every day right here at Hollywood Pointe. And they want to say I was lying. Fuck them. Look at everybody who was against me. That's them right there. This is what they cover up. So I'm giving you guys the renters right here. Look at that. There's one. There's another two. And there was another one somewhere around there. There's a bunch of them right here. It's a plague right here in this apartment complex. Hollywood Pointe, managed by Anza Management. What are they doing here? Why on earth are these people allowed to supposedly manage this place? What the fuck are they managing? They're only managing themselves to get a free apartment paid for by all of us, those that pay rent. So even though they screwed me over, I won't be paying them anymore. Everybody else that's here, I paid them a lot. I paid them for 5.5 years. I didn't pay for this shit. And for everybody who is currently here, this is what you guys are paying for. So remember that. This is what you guys are paying for. They don't like the truth. They're not going to like this. That's their problem. Jorge Montenegro's a fraud. Anza Management is a scheming company. They don't give a damn about any of these renters. This is what they'll block the truth so they can continue to screw people over, get what they want, and do a shit job in the meantime. How are they frauds? By covering this up. I'm the one exposing it to everybody. I'm not even exposing it. Everybody that lives here knows it. One dude just walked out. He's got to walk by the rats. Look, there's a Jorge Montenegro Anza approved rat just waiting to go hang out with him. We should grab all these rats and throw them in his apartment that he gets paid for by everybody who lives here. See, everybody that lives here, when they pay their rent, is basically paying for his free rent, so he could be living there like a fraud and screwing everybody over and allowing all these rats to just roam free. To him, the more rats, the more merrier. Because either way, he gets a free apartment paid for by everybody else while he doesn't do anything except try to kick people out. He's the guy that needs to be kicked out. What the hell is that guy doing? Look at this is what he's allowing. What is that? Look at. Look at. That one went inside into the walls to creep into apartment 106. Perhaps into the walls for many other units. Look at that rat. That Jorge Montenegro rat doesn't know where to go. He needs to go to apartment 118. That's where he lives. This trash bin area should be titled right here. They should put a sign right there, apartment 118. Jorge Montenegro's apartment. This is his apartment. That's him right there. Look at Look at nasty. This is nasty. Look at the doors right there. I just seen the rats coming by right here. Let's not forget, where are we at? This is Hollywood Pointe. Managed by the schemers, fraudsters. Jorge Montenegro lives right down the hall to the right. Apartment 118. He's okay with all these rats being here as long as he gets free rent. He gets to kick people out that he doesn't even know or what he knows that he doesn't like. Because he's a fraud. We're a fraud, we're gonna allow this. Look at this is what's right here. This is the Hollywood Pointe. Wow. They got the worst of the worst right here managing this place. They talked a whole bunch of shit on me. Wow, these rats love to jump. It's going to be interesting to see Jorge Montenegro jump out of his seat when all you legitimate renters see this and you talk to them about this. You might want to have your attorneys ready before you talk to them, though. That's my little piece of advice. Make sure you have your attorneys ready. Look at, have your attorneys ready. Damn, a big ass rat just went by my feet. I gotta watch out myself. This is dangerous right here. These little things probably have rabies. Look at, those are little Jorge Montenegro Anza rats. Look at, you seen, I just barely came out the apartment before I walked into the apartment complex. They're coming out. This is plague of rats. You know why the plague of rats is here? Is because there's another plague. It's called Anza. This plague of rats remains here as long as they remain here. I'm gonna let everybody know ahead of time. As soon as they're out, this plague is gone. You know why? Because there's this Almighty. His name is the Creator, God Almighty. And He says, as long as Anza's here, the plague is here. When they're gone, so is the plague. Just to let you know. This is Hollywood Pointe. Saturday, 1:55 a.m., February 21st. Just a few hours ago, I seen a bunch of rats. So I know I'm going to see more right now because they're always here. Remember, 6 is right there. Wow, look at that big ass rat. Wow, we've seen a huge one. There's another one. Look at, that's the second huge. Oh, damn. There's a third huge Anza rat. Look at that one's a Jorge Montenegro Anza rat. There's more in there. Look at, they're gonna pop out right now. Look at, there was the fourth Jorge Montenegro Anza rat. That, I think that one was that ugly woman the liar who's lied through her teeth. That was hers. That was her right there. The one who helped cover up the fraud, Anza's fraud. You could hear more of them in there. There's a bunch of them. Look at 106 right there. Look at 206 right there. They're awake. Just a few hours ago, I had to pass by here and rats all running around. You had even a couple come out here with two kids. They were telling them in Spanish, look at the rats. Right here, this is Anza's creation. Look at again, this is Hollywood Pointe. This is not another apartment. This is not another building. Right here's the rear entrance to Hollywood Pointe, where all of these renters, including myself, this is what we gotta come through every day. Look at this. The majority of people that live here in this building park back here. There's an underground parking too that's got about 16 spaces. So the remaining spaces for 50 units are all back here. And obviously there's some empty spots because people are not here. They took off wherever they're at. You know, Saturday morning, last just a few hours ago, Friday night. So everybody's out. But I'll tell you the ones that are not out are the Anza rats. The Jorge Montenegro. Also Abraham. Those are their rats. Because look at Abraham's back here every day. He's back here every day. He knows about that huge hole in the wall right there. Because this is all his stuff. This is his equipment. Well, it's Anza's equipment, but he be using it. Where I'm at, it's terrible. But this is more terrible right here for 106. But it's terrible for all of us, to be truthful. Because everybody's going through this. Everybody that lives here that has to pass by through here. And you know what? You know where Jorge Montenegro's at? He's in his apartment sleeping. Because he's a fraudster. Whether it's day or night, he's not out here to do his job. Because he's a fraud. He's not out here to do any job. His only job is to come try to screw with me. But this is what he allows for everybody that pays here. These apartments ain't free. They might be cheap because it's a ghetto ass apartment. Cheaper compared to a much greater living standard at any other apartment around here in this area. And the reason it's cheap is because of the way they run it. I can't even say it's cheap. This is overpriced for this crap. But even if you pay, they'll reject the payments. That's what Jorge Montenegro, the fraudster, does. He doesn't mind rejecting payments. He just barely moved in, and he's playing the fake role of the manager so he could reject my payments to get me out of here. I've been here 5.5 years, and I've seen a lot. And that guy is the worst. And he's responsible for all this. Courts want to cover it up. Corrupt courts, corrupt judges, fake judges, corrupt lawyers, all helping out Anza. They want to cover it up. Well, guess what? I'm the guy that's uncovering it for everybody because people don't deserve this. There's 50 units right here. I'm going to bet that almost all of them are occupied. And the majority of people, we all got to pass through this. Jorge Montenegro's a joke. He's a fraudster. So is everybody involved with Anza, including the corrupt judge that ruled. He told me he didn't roll anything. The only did is he rigged it. How much did they bribe those jurors? How much did the lawyers bribe? They're the ones who were able to talk to him. So even all those people, this is what they ruled against, showing the proof of this. All those people were bullshit. Every single one of them. Look at this. Hollywood Pointe, Hollywood, California. Anza Management product. How are they going to tell this to all renters? It is Friday, February 20th, about 8:47 p.m. I just barely walked out of the apartment. A big old fat rat just ran by. An Anza rat. Fully approved 100% Anza rat. You can hear more. They're right here. Let's see. Let's take a look at these fat rats. Oh, wow, you can hear them. There's a big fat rat. Look at that. There's some people coming by. Check it out. See, they just had people pass by. So there was proof. They even said it too. They said in Spanish, mira la rata. That means for you people that don't speak English, look at the rat. Look at the rat. They're talking about an Anza rat. They know it too. They just said it. That's a family. That was looked like a couple. I don't know if they're married. It was a man and a woman and 2 kids. And they gotta pass by what I just passed through. They just acknowledged it. Mira la rata. Look at the rat. Actually, there's several rats. You can hear them. You hear that noise? They're like crawling through the walls. I wonder if you're right. There's 106 again. Oh, there. Look at that. It's Jorge Montenegro. Remember his ugly lawyer? Anza's lawyer? That ugly woman? This is what she supports. So when she attacked me and made up all those lies, Jorge Montenegro sat on the witness stand and also lied right there. The only part where he told the truth is when he admitted that he rejected my payment. And the fake judge, the corrupt judge, and all those jurors were bribed. Because that loser even told me before the court, court is not about justice, it's about finalization. And that's all he cared about was screwing me over, providing no justice. So that fake judge, Jeffrey D. McFarland, the devil himself, this is what he supports. So that loser right there in this Los Angeles courthouse, this is what he supports also. He supports Anza doing this to all of the paying renters that are legitimate. So Jorge Montenegro, the apartment fraud manager, as well as Abraham, who's the maintenance guy who's lived here for about 4 years. He works here every day. See, those are his tools. He comes back here every day. He knows about that big ass hole right there. The reason he don't care is because he's a rat too. He probably hides inside of that hole too. He's got a bigger hole for him. These are Anza approved rats. These people you just heard of. Mira la rata. Look at the rat. I just seen one big one pass by when it came out here right now. This is Anza approved. Look at, see, people live right here. You know, this is no fun showing this. Look at, there's where that rat is at. That was it's hiding right there. These are Anza approved rats. When they take your money, when they take a renter's money, they say, this is what you get in return. Rats, roaches, and you better not dare say anything, otherwise we're going to sue you, and we're going to commit fraud, and then we're going to use corruption to cover up the fraud. And Jorge, the fraudster Montenegro, his ugly attorney, the liar, the lawyer that backed him up, that vomit-faced woman who spews out nothing but vomit from her mouth. She did nothing but that in the courthouse. This is what she supports. So to all of my neighbors, legitimate neighbors, because there's some fake neighbors up in this place that Anza put to spy on people. All of the legitimate neighbors, which is the majority of them, this is what you guys pay for. You guys need to take action against them because this is what they're providing to you all the time. Because Jorge Montenegro is a fraud. I'm showing you the proof over and over, and I hope it disgusts you because it disgusts me. I have to come by this every single day. Every single day. This is before them taking action against me. But they actually took action against me before the lawsuit too. Because they had been spying on me for years. The apartment manager's right next door and they put some phonies right above my apartment unit at 215. Don't think I don't know that they're fake. They've been fake the whole time. 2 phonies up there. Male and female, I know who you are. Anza knows who you are. They got your information. They're going down. All of you guys are going down. Look at this. Every single renter, 50 units, you minus mine, and everybody else's. That's a lot of screwing over. Friday, February 20th, 5:15 a.m. So it may look all calm right here, coming to Hollywood Pointe. Trash bins are right there. Let's take a look and see what we find. Oh, look at that. There's a big old Anza rat. We just caught that. There's another one. See it? Look at, there it goes. Yeah, you can see it. Remember, those are Anza approved, Jorge Montenegro approved. Look at that. That's a Jorge Montenegro approved Anza rat. That him and his corrupt liars, the lawyer, that ugly woman with the ugly face who lied through her teeth, who's spitting out vomit, pure lies against me, so that they try to make me into a liar when I told them about the rats that Anza has right here. And take a look. Remember, right there is apartment 106. Right there is the rear entrance. And this is an everyday thing. Oh, wow. Look at that. We just seen a big one right there. That's a pretty big one. That's an Anza approved Jorge Monte Fraudster Negro approved Anza rat. So all renters right here, red rats. They don't rent an apartment. They rent a rat plague. So while Anza lies through their mouth, especially in the courts where corrupt, fake judges block the truth, you've seen it right here. Oh, there's another Anza approved rat. Remember that huge hole right there in the wall? Like goes pretty close to right there to apartment 106. Look at that. They also love to run from out of here to underneath the door. I've seen them do that. Found them in the hallways. Look at it. There we've seen another Anza approved rat. Why? Because of rats. It is a rat company. Jorge Ratman Montenegro. This is what he manages. This is what he allows because he's a fraud. He moved right next door to me. He started a lawsuit because he's a phony. But yeah, this problem still goes on. Why? Because he's a fraud. This is right here. Don't forget it. I'll show this over and over again because this is how close it is. Take note, the fraud lives right down the hall to the right. Talk about Anza Management Jorge Montenegro. Keep note of that. Because when we come right back right here, it may seem like, oh, you're just doing your thing. And when you come out right here, remember, there's that big hole in the wall where the rats go. They run right through here. They like to climb up right there. They like to run around through right here. And we all got to pass by this every single day. Anza Management, that's what they are, garbage. Today is now Thursday, 4:59 a.m. on February 19th. And I could hear the rats. I could hear them from right here. So I'm going to open this and we're going to see some rats. Some Anza rats. Ooh, we just seen them jump. Those are Anza rats. Look at this, the plague of rats. Y'all see that? These are the Anza rats. You see them hopping? You see, the corrupt courts blocked me from showing this. You see that? There's a bunch of them. Look at the corrupt courts blocked me from showing this because the fraudster Jorge Montenegro, the manager for Anza, the schemer, he lied, and the lawyers for Anza Management lied in court. And these are Anza rats. Look at that. These are Anza rats. This is a whole new day. And again, 106 lives right there. I think they might be oblivious to this. Either that or they love it if they're part of Anza. But last I checked, Anza doesn't occupy that unit. A regular renter occupies it. Look at that. It's an Anza rat. That's a Jorge Montenegro 100% Anza approved rat. Right here at Hollywood Pointe. So when the courts lie, or the backup lies, this is what happens. This is a daily thing for everybody here at Hollywood Pointe, where Anza rips everybody off. That's why I'm giving you guys all of this, because I too rent here, and they're frauds. They're trying to kick me out. They're the ones that need to be kicked out, because this is what they're allowing. I've been here for 5.5 years, and I've dealt with this for way too damn long, for a number of years. And I know you guys as renters, there's some of you that have been here longer than me. You've been dealing with this longer. For those of you with less time than me, this is what you're dealing with too. Watch. I'm gonna kick this trash bin. Let's see what that little Anza rat does. Look at. That's an Anza rat right there. That ugly woman who's the lawyer for Anza that I had to face in court. I had to see her ugly face for several days in a row. I had to be disgusted in my stomach every time I seen her nasty look on her face. Like, that's what she supports. She was right there saying that I was lying. She was the one lying through her teeth. Look at 106 right there. All these units. The plague. See, I've already shown it before. There's that big hole. That's where the rats love to go. They're inside the walls right here. You know who knows about that too? You know who knows about that really well? It's Abraham. Abraham, the maintenance guy who's lived here on site for about 4 years. And I know it because I've been here longer than him. I've been here since there was another maintenance guy before him who used to go by the name Juan. And then he left after about a year or so. And he got replaced by somebody worse. So that guy Abraham, he comes back here all the time. All this stuff, he knows it. These are his tools. He's back here. He knows about this. He's a rat himself. He looks like one too. Just like Jorge Montenegro, he really looks like a rat. Because those are his rats. That's the plague of rats right here at Hollywood Pointe. Every day coming right here. And how close it is every single day. I have to check it out to see if there's any right here, because I usually find them right here. But again, look how close they are. 107 is pretty close to it too. Look at 106 is right here. Yep, 105 right there. This is Hollywood Pointe. This is what Anza Management is doing. After I get home, literally 1 minute, and that's after recording all those nasty rats right there. The fake neighbors 215. Literally 1 minute after I fucking get inside. They're not here. 1 minute after I get here, the fucking spy is following. Part of Anza's schemes. Hear their door open. Nobody there. As soon as I get home, they're there because they're spying. Guess what? Check it out. Look at all these That's an Anza rat. That is a Jorge Montenegro fully approved Anza rat. Because him, his corrupt lawyer, that ugly woman who I had to see several days in a row, who I wished I never met, who disgusted me with her lies, that's what she supports. Fraud. Because she herself is a fraud. This is the result of Anza. That right there is the result of Anza. Look at, and where is this at? Where people live. This is what they sell them, a bunch of junk. A bunch of lies. Look at, there's another Anza rat. Is that Abraham, the maintenance guy, who's always back here all the time? He's back here every day. Look, that's him. Is that his son? Or does he have kids? I think that's one of his offspring. That's an Anza rat. That's the one that's going right next door. Oh, can't miss out. Look at, can't miss out on the Anza rat. It's right there looking right through the hole in the wall. That is right here. Right next to apartment 106. And the corrupt judge, the fake judge, he blocked me from showing this type of evidence. He blocked me from showing this type of evidence. And that ugly woman who supports fraud, Anza's fraud, this is what she supports when she lied. When she lied through her teeth and through her ugly face. Where's the proof? Where's the proof? It's right here. You guys blocked me from showing it. Your client, the one that pays you, Anza Management, Jorge Montenegro and his fraud, Abraham's fraud, they're upstairs spying on my apartment unit right now. But while they're spying on me, this is what's going on in reality. They're spying on me because they sued me, but this is the reality of the place. Look, where's this door lead to? Where does it lead to? Oh, this looks like Hollywood Pointe. This is the rear entrance. I've lived here for over 5.5 years. This is the hallway right here of Hollywood Pointe. We had to see a renter right there. And the rats love climbing up that too. Once it piles up high enough, they be climbing right up that string right there. They don't even need the string, they just climb up. They're rats. Look at 106. This is an everyday thing. The Los Angeles court, corrupt judge, fake judge, McFarlane, he blocked me from showing this. The corrupt lawyer, the liar from Anza's side, blocked up me also with their lies. My attorney kept his mouth shut because he likely got bribed. He didn't do a good job at all because he didn't give any push for the evidence that I gave him. So when I brought it up myself, they denied me. I'm giving you guys, the renters right here, the proof because you guys already have it too. I know you guys got videos and photos of your own. You've probably seen this a million times, just like I have, because I've already spoken to several of you and you have. But again, this is Wednesday, February 18th. Now it's approximately like 7:20, 25, somewhere around there. Because I recorded that first video, went inside my apartment, and they went up there to spy immediately. And so I came outside and look, it's the same thing no matter what right here. You see what they do? They're too busy trying to screw me over instead of doing their job. And they've been doing this for many years. They will do it to you guys too. That's just a big heads up because they are doing it to you. I'm showing you the video. I'm showing you reality. You people live here. You don't even need me for this. I'm just giving you what you already know. But they're not getting away with it. Because people like you are going to stand up too. And you guys are going to speak. And you guys are going to take action against it. Because if not, this is your home. Right here, what you're paying for. This is what you're paying for. While they take your money, and then later on, they're going to sue you. So recognize that. Right now, it is February 18th, Wednesday, 6:55 p.m. And there's still big rats. Here at Hollywood Pointe. I guess I scared the Anza rat away. Look at that. That's the apartment 106. They live right next to the rat's nest that Anza Management has right here. They fraudulently covered up with their corrupt lawyers. Look at that. They're right there. This is right here. This is what every day all of us that rent here gotta go through because of Anza Management. Look at that. We've seen the rat just come out. Now they sued me, claiming that there is no rats when I brought that up in court. The corrupt judge, the fake judge at the Los Angeles court, right there, I had to face them. I stood up to them, and that corrupt individual blocked me from providing the video proof of all this. So they covered up Anza's fraud. They helped cover up their fraud. So it's 10:08. I had to close this thing so these rats won't get out. But what I want to show, they still get out and go through, and we already see that they're in there. They've been in here for like years, literally. So I want to show this again because this hole in the wall is where the rats are at. They're coming out here, but they also crawl up the trash chute. I don't doubt that they're over there. Again, somebody lives right there, right next door. More than likely have rats up in there because I'm going to show. I'm going to close this, even though the rats are here because of Anza, because of Jorge Montenegro and his fraud and his fraud supporter, lying lawyers and management. So those rats, this is the other side of the trash can, the trash bin area. So either the rats right there underneath the stairs somewhere, or they're in whomever unit this is, 106. This is how close they are. And they're in there, because I've caught them in these hallways too. It is Saturday, February 14th, about 10:01 p.m. We're gonna see if there's rats. I don't guess what there is. Again, this is the next night. And as I said, Anza will do nothing. This has already been every single day in a row. There's an Anza rat right there. This is what Anza sells. Anza Management and the corrupt lawyers for them try to cover it up. This is what they cover up. What is obvious right here. There it is. Look at, there's a baby Anza rat. That's an Anza Management rat. That's a Jorge Montenegro rat. Look at, there it is again. Can you see the Jorge Montenegro Anza Management rat? This is Saturday, February 14th. Now probably 10:05, about close to 10:05 p.m. That thing just crawled to the side somewhere. Maybe in that big hole right there. Wow. Look at that. So Anza Management, they have a big hole right there going into the wall of the apartment complex. Look at that one. We just seen that big ass rat. Anza Management has not changed a thing. Today is Friday, February 13th. We're right here. It is like about 10:30 or so. That was one huge rat. But there's always huge rats right here, right by the door to come inside. Every day, every night, this is the same thing. Friday, February 13th. I think I catch these every single night, and it's not me catching them. Every other renter that lives out here sees this every day. Look at, it's Friday night, so, these cars right here, that's a lot of cars. Look at that. Every single vehicle space represents a unit. Like that's one unit. There's another unit. It says numbers on there. There's another vehicle. Look at, this is the back. You see several vehicles right here. Each one of those vehicles in these parking spots is one unit. So everybody that lives here in Hollywood Pointe, look at this. This huge building right here, 3-story building. This is many renters right here. So all of us that live here, every single one of us, including people that work for Anza, that's their van. They park right there. They see it, so they can't act like they don't see it. Look, you could even hear them. Wow. You just caught those little rats right there. You just seen them clear. Those are Anza rats. This is Friday, February 13th. Those little rats just ran. Again, it's February 6th. Excuse me, February 12th. Too busy looking at rats. See too many rats every single day. And we just seen some very big, nasty rats. I bet if I open this up, just seen one right there. That's right. You see it. So Anza, the liars, along with the corrupt courts, with the corrupt fake judge, McFarlane, who denied me showing proof that this place is infested with rats. That was just a few hours ago yesterday in court. So I dealt with corruption because they blocked me from showing proof, but here is more proof, even after dealing with also that corrupt and fraud supporter, the lawyer for Anza, Jorge Montenegro, the worst individual that Anza has ever hired. And that's a hard one because everybody they hire is terrible. So he took the role to be the worst one out of all of them. And all we see here is just more rats. So this is a day later. And again, this is right here at Hollywood Pointe. This is not somewhere else. This is Hollywood Pointe. So when they lie and they try to cover things up, we see it right here every single day. I see it here every single day. And right there is the door where they like to go underneath. Right there in the bottom of that crack. I've already found these rats inside the hallways. And these people act like this doesn't exist. This is how close this is. These rats are right here, and this is how close. Look at that. People live right there. There's an apartment unit right there. I wouldn't doubt that they got rats right there. But this is how close it is. This is how close this is. I found rats in this hallway. Over here. They want to act like this ain't a problem. They're a bunch of liars. And everybody that lives here has to go through this every single day. So when the corrupt courts and corrupt lawyers for Anza cover it up, these people still have to live with it. They're getting ripped off. It's 4:46 a.m. on February 12th. So there's still more rats because I could hear them, and we're going to see them right now. There's a big, fat, ugly rat right there. Oh, yeah. Oh, you see that one too. You could see the rat right there in the trash chute. It's crawling. You can see its tail. The rat just went behind the trash chute. That trash chute goes up to the second and third floor. These rats go up there. You can see them climb. We just see the tail go right now. February 7th, 10:30 p.m. I was just here about 3 a.m. and it was rats. And now, a few hours later, there's still rats. See, look, if somebody lives right there, these rats are here every single day. Here's the door to the back entrance. Almost everybody comes through this area. This is how many, as many vehicles as you see are single tenant units. All of us people gotta come through here, and every single day, see this not even once a day, this is several times a day, and Anza is responsible for this. Saturday, February 7th, it's the same thing. You can hear and see the rats. Saturday, February 7th. This is the way Anza Management runs this place. Look at, people live right here in this apartment. Look at, I gotta pass by this every single day. Look at, there's an apartment literally right here. There's the trash full of rats. The entrance. You gotta pass by this every single day. It's 3 in the morning. Insane amount of rats. Those rats, they go underneath the door right there. I've seen them go underneath the door. And they come in here. I'm surprised I don't see any right here right now. But they have to come in here. I've seen them run into this over here this way. It's Thursday, February 5th, 5:04 a.m. There was one really huge rat. And there still is more in here. You can hear them, but they hide. Oh, there it is. It's underneath one of the bags. Look at that. This is Hollywood Pointe every single day. It doesn't change right here. This is Anza Management. Right here from the back entrance. Everybody's got to pass through here, including me. And this is every day. Look at that. Oh, what? Did you see that? That rat just jumped over. It was a huge one. date is January 29th, Thursday, approximately 4:30 in the morning. You could hear the rats. There's a bunch of them. You can see that one. And then there's more. So this is Ratsville, Hollywood Pointe. This is what Anza Management has every day happening right here. You can see this is Hollywood Pointe. The parking. We come in right there to go to the back entrance. But instead, there's nothing but rats right here all the time. They'll be climbing up into that trash chute sometimes. They'll be going underneath that door and going into the hallway sometimes. That's right there here. Because Anza doesn't do their job. They allow this to occur every single day. Today is January 24th. It's a little after 7 p.m. This is an everyday thing right here. Because the management is too busy suing me instead of doing their job. So y'all know that this is Hollywood Pointe. Straight ahead is where the management office is. More rats. If you'd like to go from there. You see it. Oh, did you see that one jump? Oh my God, this is Hollywood Pointe Owners. Everywhere. They hide. This is where they come to every day at Hollywood Pointe. This is Hollywood Pointe. Infested apartment with roaches. And rats. Look at, oh man, this is disgusting. This is Hollywood Pointe. This is Hollywood Pointe every freaking day. This is the parking structure of Hollywood Pointe. This is January 17th, a little after 2 a.m. January 15th, 5 a.m. It is January 10th, after 5 a.m. You can hear the rats in here. Oh my God, look at how many there are. This is an everyday thing right here at Hollywood Pointe. This is what they sell us. This is an everyday thing. This is Hollywood Pointe, as you can see from the building on the outside. This is what they sell us. People fabricate lines, reject payments, cars, fabricated lawsuits. This is Hollywood Pointe. This is exactly the same place. You can even see the busted door. There's a busted door on the glass windows in the front. Sometimes those rats come over here. This is Hollywood Pointe. And the gate's open. So they're leaving the gate open, broken, so that people come in. And even we got rats right here all the time. Look at all these rats. This is Hollywood Pointe. This is what they sell us. This is the trash bin right next to the back door entrance. You can see the apartment complex from here. You can see right here. This is January 4th now. A little past midnight. This is what they sell us for harassment. As you can see, this is Hollywood Pointe. Stairways in the back. Hallway. I've seen those rats come all the way over here sometimes. Right there directly is where the manager